Certainly, the election was the highlight, the political highlight of the year. It would be in any year in which there is a general election. But of course, I think if you look at the trajectory that took us to that general election and the fabulous election result that we obtained in the GSLP Liberals, you look at the fact that we were delivering homes that had been promised in our manifesto in 2011. They were becoming a reality. People were taking possession of them. We were highlighting the sacrifice of those who had been evacuated 75 years before, and the fulfillment of the dreams in our manifesto of a new Ocean Views, a new mental health hospital, 2 new schools up at St. Bernard's, and the University of Gibraltar becoming a reality. I think all of those things were the highlights of the year, leading to the pinnacle in electoral terms, or in political terms, which was the election and the fabulous result that we were able to obtain.
Another important event, of course, was the acquisition of new buildings for Calpe House in London, and we've now seen the Trust launch a public appeal so that more sponsored patients can continue to take advantage of those facilities.
Calpe House is an important and fabulous facility which has been a reality now for almost 30 years. Expanding it to the new Calpe House, I think, will be an important project for the whole of the community. The government wholeheartedly backs the trustees of Calpe House in their acquisition. We've helped them to acquire the property. Now it's a question of the community taking ownership of that through the charitable trust and supporting the charitable trust. I have no doubt that this community will dig deep, as it did under the initial proposal for a Calpe House, to make sure that the Calpe House belongs to everyone and serves everyone as it already does. Look, if I might, can I just tell you that I think that Gibraltarians are, as we know, charitable, but always exceed expectations. The fabulous work that you do at GBC with the Open Day, supporting all causes. Every year, I wonder whether you're going to break your previous record. I'm sure that even those of you at GBC who run the Open Day must wonder whether you'll be able to do it, and every year you do, and that's because of the deep generosity of this community.
The GHA also a highlight in terms of the resources put into it, and I suppose that will continue in 2016.
You will continue to see the GHA grow in the services that it offers, in the services that we repatriate to Gibraltar. For example, the accessibility of St. Bernard's Hospital is also something that's being addressed with the lift and the escalators, external escalators that are being fitted. Ocean Views is a facility completely different to anything Gibraltar had seen before in terms of the respect that we give to people with mental health issues and how we help them to reintegrate into the community. No longer people being shunned or locked away, people being brought back into the community and being treated with dignity and with respect. And of course, the fantastic Alzheimer's and dementia residential and day facilities that are going to become operational during the course of the early part of next year.
One thing that you must be secretly quite pleased about, even though I suppose you're not going to tell me so in this interview, is the political change that's going to happen in Spain one way or the other. And you'll be hoping, of course, that results in a less aggressive attitude towards Gibraltar than what we've seen of late.
The people of Gibraltar are people of goodwill, not just in the charitable nature of us and the way that we support local and international charities, but in our attitude to our neighbours. Look, we were elected wanting to have a great relationship with all our neighbours. We've been able to foster that relationship with Morocco, with the municipios in the hinterland. Unfortunately, we've seen the leadership of the Partido Popular in Spain in the past 4 years take Spain in a different direction to the respect of the trilateral, to the engagement of the trilateral, to the dialogue that we were able to have under the trilateral. I sincerely hope that the goodwill of the people of Gibraltar is matched by whoever is appointed to be Foreign Secretary of Spain, to whom I wish all the best. I mean, the best thing for Gibraltar is that Spain should be doing well, that Spain should be growing economically, and that Spain should not be looking for scapegoats to divert the attention of people in Spain itself of their own problems. So I know that all of Gibraltar will join me in wishing the people of Spain well for 2016, and that the person who is appointed with a responsibility of dealing with Spain's international relations also be a person of goodwill, to whom we extend the hand of friendship on the Iberian Peninsula and hope for a mutually respectful, positive future.
On a less positive note, we've seen how the incursions into British Gibraltar territorial waters continue, and also the frontier queues, although possibly they haven't been quite as bad of late.
Dare I say that the incursions seem to be a little less aggressive, although the number is not satisfactory, and they need to go away completely, because a relationship of respect is based on respecting each other's boundaries and coming in when invited in the context of the battle against crime, etc., not a cursory ignoring of boundaries and coming in whenever anybody wishes. The frontier is an issue that unfortunately is alive now, as it has been for many generations. We haven't seen huge frontier queues in the past 6 months of this year, but we see how sometimes there are queues almost as if to remind us that they have the ability to set up those queues, whoever they may affect, whoever's day may be ruined as a result, whatever their nationality, British, Spanish, or any other European or other nationality. So look, these are issues which are totally unnecessary. Everybody in Gibraltar knows the reality of what is happening in the frontier, and I think if I have one source of personal pride, it's in the past 4 years when Spain has tried to up the ante and tried to make Gibraltar an issue in Spain. Gibraltar has made that an issue internationally, and we have been able to demonstrate to the world what it is that is going on at Gibraltar frontier and in the relationship with Spain in a way that I think has been hugely embarrassing for the Spanish kingdom.
Okay, and as a final thought, you've now completed your first 4-year mandate as Chief Minister of Gibraltar. How does 2015 compare with the previous ones that you've had here at Number 6?
Well, this is my 5th Christmas at Convent Place. In the first one, I felt a little bit empretado, as we say in Janito. This time I really feel part of the family here. People have really welcomed Joseph and me to this building, as I know they've welcomed all of the other ministers to their places of work. We feel that we are part of the public service of Gibraltar. Of course, ministers are not civil servants, but we feel very much a part of the public service of Gibraltar, here to serve the people of Gibraltar. Our obligation is to deliver our manifesto. Those around us help us to do that and are the interface with the public. And I think that we are settling into this job quite well. I think we've still got a long way to go.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Chief Minister.
My pleasure, and Merry Christmas to all at GBC and to all in Gibraltar. May it be a peaceful and Merry Christmas for all of us, and a very happy Buen Principio for 2016.